The producer told me that apparently not only have I not been reviewing poop games, but I've been scoring them based on poopability. Just because I gave a slow-paced horror game a 10 out of 10? I guess that's fair. I'm just going to begrudgingly avoid horror for a bit. So I'm digging into our roots and checking out a puzzle game, a brick-dropping puzzle game. How can I go wrong? Hello, I'm Tom. I just rewatched Ash vs. Evil Dead on Netflix, and this is my Poop Gamer review of Lumines Remastered. Is it Luminous? Lumens? We're going Luminous. So when the PSP first came out, I was one of those people standing in line for the promise of Sony's big multimedia machine. I believed the hype of it being my MP3 player, UMD movie player, and of course, the next great gaming handheld. And I freaking loved it. I gobbled up every game and UMD movie I could get my hands on. But there wasn't actually a lot. One can only play so much Ape Escape and Untold Legends. So eventually I cracked open Lumines and it blew my mind. Lumines is a simple puzzle game. And it was the king on the PSP because we didn't have Tetris. But in some ways, it was even better. Lumines engaged with you by integrating the sound of the puzzle game into the music. It felt a lot like Rez, and with good reason, because it was developed by the same designer, Tetsuya Mizuguchi. The Switch version really leans into this focus on music, letting you feel even the ambience of the game in the HD Rumble feature, but it can get a bit much. I found myself turning off the Rumble pretty quickly because my hands got numb from the constant pulsing beats. Also, if you're sitting in a public restroom, the HD Rumble will be very audible and people will be concerned about the vibrations they hear. Probably. The game is played by creating blocks of 4 and by chaining together colors. The screens look more complicated than the game is, and spending any amount of time with it will have it click with you, I promise. Lumines Remastered also has additional modes that allow you to play against a computer or friends locally, complete challenges, missions, and it's fun. It is fun, but really, it is more of the same. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Poop games are all about pick up and play ability, and I don't want to overthink this, but it kind of ends up feeling like another thing I had on UMD back in the day. The Grudge. Like Lumines Remastered, The Grudge was a remake of a classic, almost beat for beat. Really, all it served to do was bring the classic to a new audience, which, yeah, I guess it's doing its job, but it's hard to get excited about. And like The Grudge, it's not like Lumines has been gone. Lumines Live, Lumines 2, Lumines Supernova, most serving the same purpose of getting it onto another platform, but none really changing anything dramatically. If Lumines Remastered is missing anything, it's the fresh approach using the same building blocks that was present in The Grudge 2. Okay, so I guess I've been doing a stretch here because I really wanted to talk about The Grudge. So I'm going to bring it back to earth because I did say before that Lumines was king on PSP because it didn't have Tetris. Well,
I have an army.
We have Tetris.
The Switch does indeed have Tetris in the form of Puyo Puyo Tetris, and unlike Lumines Remastered, it has online multiplayer, a complete charming story mode, and 3 completely different ways of playing the game. You could argue that these games aren't for the same audience, but I would say Puyo Puyo Tetris has better value for money if you're looking for a complete package puzzle game on the Switch. But you know what? I can't compare Puyo Puyo Tetris to The Grudge, and I love The Grudge. And complaints aside, even as another serving of a meal I've already pooped many times before, I still love Lumines. I wish they did more with this release, I wish it had more features, and I wish it had online. But at the end of the day, I'll gladly keep it on my Switch. And like The Grudge, if this is the understated release that brings us to a great second showing, then I'll be shivering with excitement for what's around the corner, and happily play it while Ju-on the John.